Hello, hello. Today is August 11th, and when you talk about perfect timing, Norm Winski is coming to talk to us on what is a potentially very significant reversal day in the stock market. Norm, I can hardly wait till I hear what you have to say, and the microphone is yours.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Okay, first I'm going to go over what we did last time when I was on here on the 20th, and it's important to do that because we can get clues as to these cycles repeat a lot, and so you can get clues at what's coming up by looking at what happened in the past. For example, the new moon, that happens every month. We get a new moon every month, and so we had a new moon the afternoon of the 20th. That was in the sign of Cancer. The moons, the following markets tend to follow dance to the moon: financials, grains, precious metals, and because it was in Cancer, I was emphasizing silver. Then we had a cycle called from the point of view of the Earth. Both Mercury and Venus do this. They run ahead of looks like they run ahead of the sun. That's why.
Go. Hello, hello. Today is August 11th, 2020. When you talk about timing things perfectly, Norm Winski is with us on what could turn out to be a significant day of reversal in the stock market. Norm, I can hardly wait to hear what you have to say, and the microphone is yours.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Okay, first I'm going to review what we went over when I was last on your show on the 20th, because it's important to review these cycles because they repeat. And if you know what they did the last time, you might get a clue as to what's going to happen when they come up again. So, the afternoon of the 20th, we had a new moon. We have new moons every month. That's why it's important to review this. And it was in the sign of Cancer. The moons usually have an effect on financials, grains, precious metals, and because in Cancer, we'll be emphasizing silver. And then we also had the morning of the 22nd. That would have been Wednesday morning. We had Mercury get to an extreme in its cycle. Mercury and Venus, from the point of view of the Earth, tend to get ahead of the sun, and they fall back behind the sun relative to looking at them from the Earth here. And so there's an cycle of that, and that's called maximum elongation. Mercury hit that point the morning of the Wednesday morning, and that's Mercury is corn, your grains, corn, soybeans, stocks respond to everything, and wheat. Then we had the night of the 23rd into the 24th, when we had heliocentric. That's from the point of view of the sun. Mars entering Pisces. That's your oil, and of course stocks respond to everything. So now take a screenshot of these items. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to move ahead. And so here we go. So here's your new moon for the corn, a little short-term top there. Pulled back into the Mercury point, just like it should. Made a low there and rallied for about 2-3 days. And then you could have made money on the short side and on the long side. Here's the gold making a low right one day off of the, there's your new moon, 1 day from the low there. And then it was rocket time for gold. And then the oil pulled back into the morning of the 24th, our Mars in the Pisces point. And that was a low for several days, and you could have made some money there. And here's your silver breaking out on the new moon, the 20th. And that went into the rocket mode. And then we had the beans that did nicely, topped out right on the new moon, pulled back on the Mercury point there, and then went back up. So that you had a trade going both ways there, short and long. Here's your S&P, hit 2 out of 3. We were a little early on the new moon there, so I have to count that as a miss. But we hit the next day was right close to the top, and then we went down into the Mars and the Pisces point for a nice low, and that was a significant low for the rest of the month. Here's your NASDAQ. You usually don't follow the NASDAQ closely, but because it was wild and crazy the last several weeks, I thought I'd take a look, and it was even better than the S&P. Look at that. You hit close to the high right on the new moon, and then a secondary high right on the Mercury point there, and down into Mars. And the Pisces was, again, like the S&P, was a significant low for the rest of the month. Okay, here's your T-bonds. They blew right through the moon. Often in the past they do well, but the bonds did ignore the moon that time. Okay, we had a double bottom here with the wheat on the new moon and the mercury point, and that was pretty good. And then you went up several days had a chance to make some money. The dollar blew right through the moon, and so that's a miss for the red arrow. Green arrows are winners, red arrows are losers. And there you go, S&P British pound right near a low there on the 20th. And then it went into the rocket mode also. Notice it's kind of interesting. Look at all these different charts, how all your currencies and the gold and all monetary related markets all kind of did the same pattern. So there's your Canadian dollar. It did the same pattern as the pound. The euro just blew right through the moon, so that's a miss. But the yen was probably the best of all the currencies. Into the new moon there for a nice low, and then it went to rocket style also. All right, so if you counted up all my green arrows and red arrows, you got 17 winners. Misses out of 21, so 80.95%. And now let's look ahead. Oh, look at this now. It's tomorrow night, Wednesday night at 12. We have Venus get to its elongation point, and Venus has to do with cattle, copper, cotton. Stocks respond to everything, sugar, and wheat. And so here's how I'm viewing the stock market. I know that's what most of you want to hear. The stock market went up. The S&P went up 7 consecutive days as of last night. I was skeptical that it could go much more than that. It does not usually go more than 7 days. And my sentiment indicator, which I developed back when I was on the CBOE as a market maker back in the old days there for 12 years, I developed that, and it's better than I think it's better than the old put-call ratio. There's a flaw in that. So if you get a hold of me, I'll tell you what the general idea of that is. Anyway, it flashed in the cautious area zone there and said that we had too many longs. And so we had a big reversal today. So now I would prefer we were at some big extreme. But right now, well, we got, I think, one down day today. And so hopefully we'll get to some extreme tomorrow. I'd like to see a big day tomorrow, so we can set up for this point Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Then whatever that is probably going to reverse into the weekend. And then we'll be looking at it from the point of view of the Earth. The planets look like they stop their motion occasionally and reverse their direction. It's called retrograde or direct. In this case, this is retrograde. Uranus is going to stop and turn retrograde in the sign of Taurus, the bull. And of course, as you might guess, that Taurus, the bull, would be cattle, and then copper, cotton, and stocks. And then we have the new moon in Leo. And so we round up our usual suspects for the new moon. We have your financials, grains, precious metals, and because it's in Leo, especially corn, gold, and OJ. Here's your charts. Now, these charts don't really matter that much. Only when we get to the key times. But I have it here kind of as reminders to look at these markets and our coming dates that I gave you up here at the top of this page. So here's your cattle, copper, cotton, and sugar. Remind you again, we're looking for these markets that get to extreme at the key. Okay, so that's what you want to see, and that's when you have the greatest chance for a big reversal and when you can make some money. All right, here's how to get a hold of Norm and get a free class for day trading, or I've got my advanced class for swing trading. In the swing trading class, I'm going to teach you advanced things like Gann, fractals, advanced Fibonacci. It's like going to graduate school for traders, and I do that, basically put 50 years of my trading experience into about 5 or 6 hours. So get a hold of me here. Here's Norm in beautiful Naples, Florida, 239-594-3939, and Winski at embarkmail.com. Embark has got a Q in the middle there. That's not a G, it's a Q. And that's nwinsky_1 at Skype. So looking forward to helping some of your folks, Jeff.
Norm, fantastic as always. That's a great rate of success, 80%. And just to put things into perspective, Mark Hulbert reviews hundreds of market letters. And of those hundreds, the one with the best long-term track record on just one index, which is stocks, the very top person he follows is only right 70% of the time. So to be right consistently, month after month, 80% of the time is really fantastic. I'm very grateful to have you on my channel, and we'll see you back in a few weeks.
You're very kind, Jeff. Thank you very much for having me on. Looking forward to helping some of your folks.
Okay,
Call me
goodbye.
right